Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, January 24th. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. So happy Friday, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. Good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in Premium. All right there. To go. All right, so as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Down to the 30-minute, down to the 15-minute. $10-minute, and back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks like we are good to go. So good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, January 24th. It is 6:27 right now. Happy Friday, everyone. We got market opening up in about 3 minutes. So I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 44,690. Next level down here is at 44,623. We got some more down here as well. Here. So we'll see what happens here when market opens up. Looking at the breakout for today, the breakout's looking like a possible sell, guys. Ideally, I'd like to take breakouts for a buy on Friday. I'm going to hold off on the breakout. Like I said, I'm just not feeling the market right now with regard to, it's been moving and stuff. So to play it safe, I'm just not going to take the breakout for now. And we'll kind of just play it by ear. Once the market starts moving smoothly and there's not a lot of choppiness on open, we'll start taking the breakout again. But I will mark it up for you guys if and when it does come up. So breakout for today is still looking like a sell. If this candle closes with a buy signal, then it's going to shift to a buy, which is what I was looking for today anyways. We do have news coming up later today at 6:45, so we might have to take it easy until that passes, but we'll see. I'll mark up the market bias over here as well shortly. So I'll look at the market structure bias. Looking at the breakout for the day, guys, breakout is actually a buy now. So it's flipped over to a buy because we do have a buy signal here. I do like that it is a buy. Typically Mondays, Fridays, buys are usually what I'm, for the most part trying to aim for. So we'll see right here. I'll mark it up for you guys again. I'm not going to take it. I'll follow it. We'll see where it goes, but I'm not necessarily looking to take this here today. Looks like market bias today. Market structure bias is actually a sell. So a little tricky right there because it's conflicting. So we got the breakout running right now in profit, guys. If you guys are taking it, see where that 50-point mark is at. Breakout is currently running. The 50-point mark is going to be marked at that black line right there. We'll come back and take a look at this shortly. So currently running in profit. Looking over here at my market structure bias for the day. So this is where market closed at yesterday. We typically want it to be away from this area. It doesn't necessarily need to be a below it, but we want it to be outside of this boxed area. Because if it stays within this boxed area, then it just shows that the market's inefficient, just like yesterday. So we'll see what happens here. Breakout's still running in profit, guys. It just hit 50 points right there. So with it at 50 points, if you guys moved your stop loss in profit at that point, it looks like you might have gotten stopped out already in profit for a 1-to-1. Otherwise, we'll continue following it here to see if it continues to move, in this direction or if it goes the other way. So with that said, we will leave it as is. Here's our main chart. Liquidity here got knocked out on both ends. So this first level of liquidity right here got hit. First target, second target also got hit right here. Looking at current price, it looks like the buyers are currently in control. So I'll draw a green line right there. Yeah, we got the green line right there. And we will see what's next. We got news coming up over here as well at 6:45. Liquidity right there got knocked out already, guys. Looking at the price action here. So right on the pre-market candle over here at 627, it looked like it was going to be bullish here because we did have a price action pattern that came up right there as a nice engulfing pattern. Obviously, it pushed up pretty nice from there and just continued up higher. See what's here so far. Morning, David. Morning, Lila. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Maria. Morning, Christian. Morning, everybody. Yeah, Christian said he's at 9:45. Yeah, you're 3 hours ahead, so it's cool. I know most of you guys here are on the East Coast, so I do typically figure when you say 9:45, you mean 6:45 my time. So yeah, we have news right here at 6:45. It's high impact news, guys. It is S&P Global Services PMI, so it's inflation news. Coming up later at about 6:45. We have more news at 7 too. So we actually have a lot of news today. Kind of got to, work around it, kind of see how price reacts to it. So we got news at 6:45 and 7 o'clock. Basically about 10 minutes and then 15 minutes after that. So it looks like price is attempting to shift back down right here. Let's see if that becomes the case. We have some consolidation right here. This consolidation is signifying that the buyers are starting to lose control. So we had buyers over here that were pushing price very strongly, and then consolidation right here, we're starting to get exhaustion, and then now price is attempting to swing its way right back down. So basically, if you look at this from a psychological perspective, people took their buys right here, they made money, and then now they're selling off. So they got their buys and like, all right, made my money. I'm not trying to sell off right here. People are like now trying to follow this the other way. We'll see if the sells actually hold or if it just continues to climb up higher. So this could just be a small little consolidation right here, and then this can climb up higher. Or this could be a push up and then distribution back to the downside. Right, so we're gonna take a look at that, make sure that we can kind of identify what's happening here. I'll be looking for a couple entries. So we'll be looking for Brock's entry. We'll be looking for, our regular scalps, V1 variation, momentum reversals. I'll be looking for some regular price action, some engulfing patterns, whatever I can find here in the market. The breakout's currently still running in profit, guys. It did hit the 50-point mark. I think most of you guys did pull out already at the 50. So for whoever's holding, we'll continue following it. But looking at this here, price is still in this inefficient trading area, right? We don't really want to trade within this box here. We want price to come down. And then we want it to stay below this area right here, either below this area or above this area. It doesn't really matter which direction, but below or above this area, so that market can be efficient, because we don't want price to be in the same area it was yesterday. This box right here is where price closed yesterday. So, if you look back over here to the 15-hour, so basically this is where market pushed up to, and then it stopped right here. It consolidated within this area, pretty much. This is basically from, it was from 9 o'clock yesterday up until today. So like I said, we want market to be efficient. You want it to be down here, or you want it to be up here. I don't care which direction it goes, but I want it to be outside of this box, because we want markets to be outside and efficient, not inefficient, where it's still stuck in the same area as it was yesterday. Because technically this is where price was at 9 o'clock yesterday. Pretty much 9 o'clock until close. All right, so does not look like we have a confirmation yet here that price is completely flipped, but looks like it might be the case. So I'll just put a red bar here just to show that price maybe has came down. It looks like this is just a big consolidation area now. So we're just looking at this stuff from a psychological perspective, right? We had the green bar here showing that the buyers were in control. Then I put a red bar here to show that the sellers were in control. Price came down a little bit. And then now it looks like the buyers are trying to get back into control right here. So it's basically a cat and mouse game, right? At some point, one side of the market is going to be in control, either the buyers, the sellers. You're going to have some consolidation where, price gets exhausted, and then it either flips the other way or just continues climbing up. If this is the case and it just keeps climbing up right here, then, realistically, it's going to be like not much here really happens for the most part. Because we could even take this off and this one off, and it looks like the buyers have been in control this whole time, right? We had the buyers push up. This was a small little retracement. The sellers never really got in control. It kind of just retraced back a little bit. And it's now swinging back up. So now it's kind of just ranging within this area. So let's see if the buyers get back in control over here. If the buyers do get back in control, this is perfectly fine. The thing here that we don't like is that we're currently at the sessions. This is an area of manipulation. So if you are looking for some entries, probably wait for it to push away from that area first. Here's the opening candle, market open price there. This liquidity is done with, so I'm going to move this up a little higher right here. We have more liquidity right here as well. Just kind of want to have an idea of where these targets are sitting. We got news coming up in about 6 minutes, guys. So I don't think we're going to get any entries here. Price might just stay flat for a little bit, or you might start to get some pre-news movement. A little bit of a break and retest right here. Price broke above the structure. Not really structure, but more so the consolidation area. See if it climbs up from here. Well, we do have news right here at 6:45. I keep getting connection lost here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but lately I've been getting a lot of connection errors for Ninja, just for today. I don't know why it does that, but it's been doing that lately. Some connection lost for some reason. Watch, make sure I don't get caught up in anything here. So I'm looking over here at the time and place. For time and sales, guys, looks like it's pretty mixed right now. I got buy orders coming in, got some sellers coming in. It's pretty in limbo. We have a deep buy order here that just got filled, so it looks like price might be trying to push up higher. Let's try to see here to see who's in control. A lot of sellers just like flooded into the market. It looks like price is going to consolidate here for a little bit, guys. I'll try to look at it to see if there's any like actual big orders that are coming in. But right now it looks like pretty mixed. Right now the buyers are in control though. The buyers are in control. I'll see if we get a lot of sell orders that'll start to flatten out. We're getting a lot of deep buy orders. So these deep buy orders looks like they're trying to push price up higher, and looks like price is pushing up higher there. We do have a bunch of sellers that just flooded in right now. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm looking at my time and sales. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. We got news coming up shortly in about a couple seconds, or not a couple minutes, sorry. But I'll just screenshot this real quick so you guys can see my time and sales box. I wish I could share this with you guys. I think eventually I'm probably just going to start trading directly on a PC versus on TradingView. Or I wish I could do like a split screen, like half PC, half TradingView. I think that'd be pretty cool to show you guys. Or even if I could just put like this little box here, I think that'd be helpful. All right, so I posted in the chat what I'm looking at right now, guys. So this is what I'm looking at with the time and sales. I'm basically just seeing see how these are they're fluttered. So you'll see clusters of greens and a cluster of reds. So this just shows that the buyers and sellers are coming in. So this means like this many buy orders just filled, this many sell orders just filled. You can see there's a big one right there, 7 order, right here and right here and right here. Right. So like when I see this all green, I'm like, okay, the buyers are in control. Or if I see this all red, I'm like, okay, the sellers are in control. But right now it's just it's in limbo. It's just a bunch of flip orders. Yeah, I'm looking at the order size. The order size there, it's just a bunch of sellers just came in right now, a bunch of deep sellers. So this might come down a little bit. I have to filter these out to just show the bigger orders because these smaller orders it's just a bunch of noise. A bunch of sellers that just came in right there. Looks like price is still within this range, guys. So nothing's really happened here. We got news coming up in about 3 minutes. So with news coming up shortly, I think this is probably best to just wait out. Time pack news right here, guys. PMI inflation news. So I wait for that news to pass and then we'll kind of go from there. There's a bunch of sellers that are starting to flood in right now. So the sellers are getting back in control. But we are in this current range. I think the breakout is still running actually, which I think is crazy. Breakout is running right now. A bunch of buy orders just came in. So I'm just going to keep reading the tape here, as in like the time and sales that are coming in. Just reading all these orders that are coming in, buys and sells, to see where price is likely to go. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen here when the news comes up, because I haven't been able to see the tape when news comes up, and this is a high impact news event. So I'm going to see how many orders come in at that time. I'm going to see if like some huge orders come flooding in. So it's going to be interesting to see how market reacts to it. For about 2 minutes still news, guys. There hasn't been any movement, so there's no movement here. Barack's entry hasn't came up yet, of course. We have a sell entry here. Yeah, Patricia said, Sean, be careful. Connection lost has happened a lot today. Yeah, that's what I noticed too, Patricia. I thought it was just me, but I'm glad that you mentioned that. Thanks for telling me. Because when I logged into my accounts this morning, I have like all the accounts logged in. So I have like 40 accounts logged into my Apex, right? Or not my Apex, my Ninja Trader. Because I have my Apex that's like 20 accounts. On my Tradeify, it's 7 accounts. I got my Perdia, that's 1 account. I got my personal account, that's 1 account. And then I got the hedge account, it's another 20 accounts. So I have I got a lot of accounts logged in onto this platform right now. So yeah, if I ever get those errors, I'm probably just not going to trade today. I mean, obviously I'll look for entries, but the connection errors are definitely, they run a risk because you don't want to be trapped in a position. So we got a ton of sell orders coming in right now, guys. The time in sales is like all red right now. So I'll see what happens here when the news comes up. Let's see where people are trying to trade this. Yeah, a bunch of sell orders right here. Bunch of buy orders starting to flood in. A 10 contract sell. So I think this is interesting because like after the news passes, I can kind of see where price moves after because I can see where the time and sales are happening from. So we got a bunch of buy orders here, a bunch of sell orders. They're trying to push price back down, but the buyers are like, they're just too in control right now. So again, right here, price kind of swung up. Let me go over here and I'll just close that out. I will mark up news price. There, we'll color that pink. All right, the sellers are starting to take control again here. But again, like nothing's really happened, guys. I'm gonna keep drawing the zone over here so you guys can see where the range is at. We got a messy market right now. Pretty messy market. Barack, so there's a sell criteria in play. I would probably hold off on it, Barack, because there's news right now. I mean, you can take it, but I'm assuming you got into right here. Did you hit your stop loss? Like because you got in like right at the news candle, Barack. The news candle is at 6:45. I think it's still running though. Or I don't know if you got in on the specific candle right here, because this would have been your entry criteria, right? The red candle. Looks like you would have gone stopped out. That was like right on the news candle at 6:45. I'm waiting for here to see how price reacts to the news, and then once it reacts to the news, I'll look for possible entries. The problem right here again, guys, is that we have another high impact news event over here at 7. Yeah, there was news right there at 6:45, Brock. It was like the biggest news event for today. It's the inflation news. So right here at 6:45, I had a blue line that was marked up there. It was S&P Global Services PMI inflation news. And then we have more big news right here at 7 o'clock, high impact. That's why I said not to take any entries right here because I had a blue line that was marked up. So your entry would have went directly on the news candle and it would have went straight to stop loss. So I didn't take anything around this area right now. We got another news event right here at 7 o'clock. So I'm still kind of like waiting to see. I might just trade after 7 once the news here is passed. All right, so I'm looking at the time in sales. It's still pretty mixed right now. So the sellers are trying to get in control. If the sellers do get in control, I'll probably mark up a bar right here. I'm still looking for opportunities for entry, but yeah, I mean, there's too much manipulation right here based off the news. So looking at this right here, we currently have, I mean, there's a lot of red flags in this area. We have news price, which is this pink line. We have the sessions, which is up here. This is the Asia low. And then we have opening price right here down below, which is the blue line. I drew a red line right here, guys. So this indicates that the sellers are in control at the moment. So what you want to look for is you want to look for some exhaustion. So you want price to come down a little bit, look for some consolidation because that's going to show that price is exhausted, and then look for the buyers to get back into control. Or if this stays below, that's completely fine, right? Price can stay below here. We can get some exhaustion and then price continues dropping lower. Only problem is we got news right here coming up shortly. I'm looking at the time and sales. This thing's dumping pretty hard, but we have a lot of buyers here who are trying to push price back up. Saw one big order right there for a buy, 6 contract, 2 contract. The sellers are trying to keep pushing it down, but the buyers are pulling back into the market here to either slow it down or so it looks like people are trying to take profit. I think that's what's happening right here. We have the sellers here because the sellers have been in control. Those buyers that are coming in, they're just trying to offset. So the distribution's happening right here. Price came up, consolidation. whoever was on the buys here, they sold off their buys, and now price is coming back down. So see how it comes back down to this, like where this green bar is at? People are basically selling off their buy orders from earlier, or whatever buy positions they had. So we had some accumulation down here, price kind of consolidated, price pushed up, exhaustion right there, sell off right here is price, like whoever got into these buys, they're just selling off, price came right back down. So you guys can see price pretty much moves in zones. This is why I like drawing these like to show who's in control, because you can see how price was like consolidating down here and the buyers took control. Buyers got tired, sell off right here. And then you just look for them to get tired again, look for some more exhaustion. So right now we have the sellers in control. Once the sellers get tired, then we'll start looking for, obviously either swing back to the upside or a continuation to the downside. But there's not really much here happening right now. We got news coming up in about 10 minutes again, so I'll hold off. There's no need to force any trades here, guys. Remember, it's gotta sit tight. Yeah, Christian said, funny thing is that we were talking about tape reading like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, no, definitely. Tape reading is it's like I like using it as a confluence because I like to see how the orders come in. I don't necessarily use it as a standalone. I know some people trade directly off tape reading, but I think it's really tricky. I'm looking at it here. It looks like the yeah, the buyers are trying to get back in control over here. Six sellers are trying to push price down. I wish I could put the tape right here. So I wish I could put the like this little box here so that you guys can see what I'm seeing, because it's interesting to see how price is moving on the candles, but then also seeing the numbers over here for price kind of shifting back and forth. I mean, technically, now that I'm looking at it, you can technically trade directly off the tape. Like I can see how these orders are coming in right now. I think if price drops below the 600 mark and a lot of sellers are in control, then I think it's going to keep dropping further. So we got the liquidity right there, just got knocked out. I'm going to hold off on entries right now, guys, because we have news coming up in about 8 minutes. It's all good, Brock. I don't even see you coming in and out. So I'm not seeing it that you're getting the connectivity issue. All right, so we got liquidity right there, just got knocked out. So there was like looking at this here, there was like one opportunity that I could have looked to take. There was a V1 variation pattern right here. I don't know if you saw that, Sam. I know you tried to take those entries there, but there's a V1 variation entry right here. And this technically could have been written down all the way down to the, target down there. Or this target right here. The only thing is that it was right after news. It's just not a good time to trade right now because we had news right here at 6:45. I wouldn't necessarily want to get into this, but this was a good setup because it was a V1 variation and it was a double body rejection. Plus, we had an engulfing candle. So it was engulfing plus it was a V1. You basically have like two confluences right there, reversal pattern, and then another reversal pattern back to the downside even further. Those are the two things I typically look for. We're currently at the 600 mark, guys. Price is dropping a little further. I think if the sellers continue to push, we might continue dropping to the next level. So let me see where that next level is. The next level is pretty far. It's way down here. Target. All right, so these liquidity targets got hit already. I will take this off, move this one a little higher. So the sellers are still in control right now, guys. Just looking at where price is currently sitting. The sellers are still in control. So what I think here is if price comes below the 600, so right now it's trying to push back up. I'm looking at the time and sales. It's trying to push price back up. I think if it fails to push back up and it comes right back down, it's going to drop even lower. It'll probably drop down to the 550. Let's watch around this area. Got the black line. We got news in 5 minutes though, so I'm just going to speculate here. I'm not going to take any entries. I'm just going to speculate and watch. Yeah, it looks like the buyers here can't take. They're trying to take control, but the sellers they're keeping them down. So let's see if it actually pushes above it. If it doesn't, I'm looking at the time and sales right now. It looks like the price can be stuck here on the 600 mark. I think if it doesn't push back up, it's probably going to push down to the 550 right here. Or we might see some consolidation right here. The sellers might start to get exhausted. And then, we might get some consolidation right here. And then price might just swing back up. We'll see. I'm looking to see like where the orders are coming in from. Yeah, Daniel said could be a pre-news move down, then a push back up on news. Yeah, I can see that too. That's exactly what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at this as a manipulated push, like price got pushed out, and then the news over here, because the news is forecasted to be positive, or actually, it's forecasted to be mixed. So Michigan consumer sentiment forecasted to be negative. Existing home sales for December is forecasted to be positive, and the existing home sales month over month is forecasted to be very negative. Or no, positive actually, slightly positive. So it looks like price was able to hold right here at the 640 or at the 600 mark. So let's see if the buyers get back in control. If the buyers get back in control, that's perfectly fine. I'll mark up the green bar here, and it'll just show you that the buyers are back in control. We got news right here at 7 o'clock. I'll just take this off so there's no confusion with the bars. But here's my markup. So you can see I put a green bar here. Buyers were in control. Market consolidated. Red bar right here. Sellers got in control. Some consolidation right here. Price looks like it's trying to shift up. We'll see if it actually holds. If it holds right here, then the buyers are going to be back in control. Barack, you can possibly try to look for your entry, but we do have news in about 3 minutes. So I would probably hold off. I would hold off until the news passes here at 7. I don't think it's worth the risk. Trying to look for some price action. I'm looking for some patterns here, like a V1 variation or an engulfing candle or something like that, just to indicate that price is pushing back up. Right now, it looks like price is trying to. I'm looking at the time and sales. It's currently sitting at 622. Around the 620 mark, buyers and sellers are just kind of flooding in together. Yeah, Sam said too messy price action on top of news. Yeah, I agree, Sam. That's why I'm sitting tight right now. I'm just waiting for some confirmation here. I mean, the price action is super messy. I think the price action up here was so messy. I wouldn't have taken any entries around here. Like this was like way too messy. I need price to be moving directional for me to take those types of entries. We got news in 2 minutes. So let's hope that it kind of smoothens out after that. Baroxy, can we add a news red flag to the strategy, Sean? See, even in the news candle, it was within the strategy. That was a wick. That wick was the issue. Yeah, exactly, Brock. The strategy would have worked out, but because of this news candle, it would have spiked it, right? This green one right here. It would have spiked it, but then it would have came down. So yeah, I still implement the red flags into pretty much all the strategies that we apply. So yeah, I definitely would be using that as a requirement. We got news in about 1 minute, guys. 6:59 right now. 7 o'clock, we have some high impact news. It's Michigan consumer sentiment, and then we have home sales, existing home sales month over month, and for the month of December, which should be down. Like historically, the home sales are usually down in the winter because people aren't trying to move when it's snowing or when it's cold. So it's forecasted to be like lower than average, of course. Okay, so we have some like looking at this right here, guys. We have some slowdown. Price kind of slowed down here a bit. We got the news coming up in about 5 seconds. Let's see what happens here when the news comes out. It's a high impact news event, guys. So you might see a spike in price or not. Big spike over here earlier for the inflation news. For the home sales, not so much. Let's take a look at the news. So over here, existing home sales for December and month over month were actually very positive. Michigan consumer sentiment was negative as expected. So no big surprises there. I'm looking at the time and sales right now. Price is pushing back up to the let's see, 635. It's around the 620 area. Price kind of thing. We got some heavy sell orders in here. I think price is going to come down. Got some heavy sell orders starting to flood in here. They're deep sell orders too. I have it color coordinated, so like you can see over here, I have it set to like red and green. But when the deep orders come in, I have it set to like dark red or dark green. So when I see those dark colors come in, I'm like, okay, the sellers are trying to take control here. It's gonna sit around the 620, it looks like, but it's gonna drop further, I think. Yeah, there we go. The sellers are just too in control right now. So looking at this here, guys, the price action isn't it, again, it's not good because you can see that I mean, there's news here, so it's you can't really base price action when there's news, but it's the same thing that happened up here, right? Big range, consolidation, same thing right here, big range, consolidation. The sellers are trying to get back in control. So it's passing through the 600 here. I think price can keep dropping. A lot of sells are, or let me see. We do have some pretty decent sells coming in. Yeah, the sellers are definitely in control right here. It's huge sellers. So I'm gonna mark this up right here. This is when the sellers got back. I got connection lost again on Ninja Trader. I don't know if I'll trade today, guys. I'm gonna see, like I want to trade, but I just got another connection loss right there on Ninja Trader. You guys could probably hear it in the background. This is a tricky area right here. So looking at the 600 mark, it looks like the 600 area is, this is an area where price is trying to get, it's trying to push away from. So price can get to the 600 and then it's trying to push above or below, of course. So like I would probably, and you can see it over here on the clean chart. I think the areas to look out for would probably be between the 650 and the 550. Because I think if price pushes past here, it'll drop back down, it'll drop even further to the 500. And if it pushes up here, it'll push back up to the 700. So this is an area of range and consolidation. I think these two areas right here, these two main numbers are going to be key price points to look at. So if it pushes above here and you have some buyers in control, it's probably going to push up higher. If price pushes below here and you have sellers in control, it's probably going to push lower. I think it's going to sit here for a while. This is our clean chart. Let me go over here to our SR chart, see if there's any SR zones to draw up. So we got SR zone up here. There's only two like main SR zones right there right now. Come back and see if there's any new ones. All right, so price is trying to push back up, but you can see over here again, like I said, it's just having trouble holding. Looking at this here, I don't think the buyer's ever gotten control. So I'm gonna take this off. The sellers have been in control this whole time. So the sellers started coming from right here, and then we're just back into this range above this area. So the sellers actually never lost control. Same with this over here. The buyers were in control, price was consolidating around this area, and then the sellers never really took control until like this middle point. Same with this here. The buyers never came back in control. Sellers been in control since up here. This is just a consolidation range. Looking at the time in sales, I'm just trying to look at the prices over here. It's been sitting around the 600 mark. So this area right here where I drew this black line, it's kind of where price is for the most part sitting. The whole number area. Let's see, Sam said gold, he lost 80 points. Where price took his big 25-point stop loss and 1 point ran 80.
Connection lost.
I got another connection loss, guys. Again, I don't think I'm going to be trading unless the last thing I want to do is be in a position and then Ninja Trader disconnects on me and I can't get out. So I'm going to be very selective about my entries for today. If the entries are good, then I'll take it. But I'm going to be more on the conservative side for today. All right, we got some consolidation right here. Looking at the time in sales, it's pretty mixed. If I see some big orders come in, I'll let you guys know because then price will probably continue pushing that direction. But yeah, I don't really see any market makers in the market. Okay, so I got a big plug of sells that came in. And then the buys here just flipped it right back over. Another cluster of sells. The sellers are trying to push price down. So I'm looking over here, price is pushing up on the chart, but I do see clusters of sells trying to push price back down. So it's a back and forth. Price goes up, comes back down. You have a buy signal right here. Let me see if there's price action here showing that the buyers are getting back in control. There may be possible buyers looking to get back in control right here. So the buyers were right here, price consolidated range. Sellers got in control right here. Basically, the buyers sold off of their sell positions. Price came down. It's now in this range. So we'll see here if the sellers are ready to offload their positions, right? Because the sellers are right here. This is how like supply and demand works, like actual supply and demand. I'm not talking about some like zones and stuff. Supply and demand work like this, where price goes up, it establishes a zone right here. There's too much supply, sell off. There's demand right here. People like buy back up. So like what I'm doing is like I'm getting into the psychology of like the average retail trader, right? Because majority of people here are kind of just trading off emotion. So I'm looking over here and I'm also looking at the time in sales to see if any big orders come in. If I see any big orders come in, then that's typically going to be like a market maker institution. They're trying to fill in an order. And that's kind of where I see these clusters. So I'm seeing these clusters of like, I mean, they're pretty mixed. There's not like one side, but I see clusters of like 7 orders of sells, and then I see like 5 orders of buys. Because what I can see from there is that when I see clusters of orders like that, like right now I see a cluster of 3 deep buy orders, meaning that like the buy was like way down here, and then it still got filled. So when I see a lot of those deep orders indicate that like that people are just trying to get in, or that these market makers are trying to fill these orders as soon as possible. big orders come in. All right, so looking at this right here, guys, this is a engulfing pattern. This is actually your entry to Barak. The only problem is that we're right at the sessions right there and at news price. I'll mark it up and we'll follow it. So this is an example of Barak's entry, guys. We had a buy signal right here, price retraced on this red one, and then this one was a confirmation candle. So the entry would have happened right there, and the entry is now running. The only problem here that I can see is that we're at the sessions and we're at the news price. So it's just like two red flags. I'm gonna look at the time and sales. I'm hoping that your trade here does hit. Brock. So I'm gonna be watching the time and sales here. I'm seeing clusters of sells coming in. Yeah, there's a lot of sells that are coming in right here to push price down. I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm just following with you guys. There's too many red flags here for me to take any trades because we have the news price, which is this pink line, and we have the sessions right here. Like we'd have to cut through the sessions for me to hit my TP on this trade. But I mean, this is still a good setup. Looking at the setup right here, the reason why I think this is a good one is because we do have the it's an engulfing candle right there. So there's like a price action confirmation there that price is likely to push back up higher. So we have a buy signal. We have an engulfing candle right here eating this red candle. And then this is also a setup for Barak's entry. So I'll follow through Barak, but I'm not going to take it. I'll just wait off on it. I need to stick to my game plan with the red flags. There's a lot of buy orders that are starting to flood in right now, so we might start to get a bullish push. And now there's a bunch of sell orders. So, and now a bunch of buy orders. So I'm looking at the time and sales. It's still pretty mixed. There's nobody in control right here. It's 25. It's not moving too much. I think this is going to break out to your direction, Brock. I think this is going to consolidate a little bit, and it's probably going to break out. It's just going to spike up and hit your TP. There's too many red flags in this area here right now. So we have this red line, which is the London high, and then also we have like the blue line, which is opening price. We have news price, Asia low right here. Here's another thing that I like about your position is a liquidity target that's right above it. There you go, Brock. Buyers are starting to push up. There you go, full TP, Brock. Nice work on your trade right there. I was a little tempted to get in with you a little later when price pulled right here. I was going to put my limit, but I got to stick to my game plan. I got to stick to my game plan for these red flags. So nice work, Brock, on catching that trade right there. The time and sales, we're starting to show buyers pushing control right there. It's very tricky because of the sessions. So if you guys took that right there, solid work for Barak. I mean, I wanted to take it, but there's just too many things you're indicating not to take it. And this is probably a time to get out of that position. Yeah, double body right there, Sam. So whenever I find a position like this, I try to look for reasons not to take the position. So there was actually a lot of good reasons to take it, but there was also a lot of reasons not to take it. That's why I was kind of iffy on this trade here. Like I said, I'm being a little more conservative. The reason why I thought this was a good position was because we had the buyers in control right here. From this candle, price started pushing up. Then we had an engulfing candle right there. And on top of that, we had Barak's entry. So it was basically a double confluence. Yeah, double confluence, double confirmation, whatever you want to call it, one of those. And then I didn't really see any other V1 patterns. So like typically if I see an entry like this, if I see a V1 pattern like this come up, it's like, it gives me a sign like, all right, it's probably time to pull out of this because price can easily flip the other way. So let's see what else we got over here. All right, let me see the time and sales. Time and sales is showing mixed. So not too much of direction here. You know, we never even got to that point that I marked up here earlier, guys. So I mean, we got close to it. Looks like the buyers might get back in control if we do get above the 650. But over here on the clean chart, like I said, we're trying to look for price to stay above a certain area. So breakout over here hit for 50 points, guys. If you guys took it, hit the 50 points right there. I think most of you guys got out at 50. I think for the breakout right now, it's really hard to take these trades in for a 1 to 2. I think 1 to 1s are probably the best option for now specifically. All right, liquidity right here just got hit, guys. Turn that off. We got price below this area, so I mean we could possibly look for a flip back to the downside.
Connection lost.
Connection lost again. That's another thing too, where I'm kind of wary about taking trades on my Ninja Trader. If you guys can hear it in the background, it keeps saying connection lost. Like every couple, like 5 to 10 minutes, it just for some reason it keeps disconnecting. That never happens. Maybe like once, but not like how it's happening right now. It's happening very often. Talisha said, thank you for confirming this. I've been using this setup for years. Which one are you talking about, Talisha? Are you talking about the V1 or are you talking about I'm assuming you're either talking about the V1 or the engulfing or Barack strategy. You know, one or the other. But yeah, if you're talking about engulfing, yeah, engulfing is it's a classic reversal strategy. It's a reversal pattern for price action. I've been using it for years too. I think engulfing patterns were probably the very first strategy I learned when I started trading. The only thing is that like when you have some sort of bias, then you want to trade in that direction. Okay, nice. Yeah, Barack strategy. Yeah, I think Barack's been looking at this strategy for a while, and then Barack finally got the indicators like a couple days ago, and then like literally an hour after he got the indicators, he came up with the strat. Like he had the requirements set up because he tested it for me. It's a really good strategy, honestly, guys. The strategy that Brock set up here, it's really good. It works good during these low ATR markets. So like when the ATR is below 35, I think that's probably where it works the best and where I've seen it work the best. If it's too high, then it's kind of risky. I think when the volatility is high, that's when to take the micro scalps. The thing that I was looking at too, Barack, is with your strategy, it actually works really well with the micro scalps as well. So I was looking at this here, like we have the sell signal, price pushed up, then it retraced, the micro scalp put away right here. It kind of works in conjunction with your with your analysis. So like basically if there's a signal, I'm looking for a retracement, and then on the next candle, that's where I put my micro scalp. If that makes sense. Like for example, there's a buy signal here. This is a retracement candle. This is a confirmation, the pending overview right there. And then again, it resets because it didn't happen there. This would be a retracement. This would be the entry candle, no entry there. And then you would just wait for the next one. So like again, right here, retracement, next candle, no fill, no fill. And then right here, I think this is where it starts to make sense. Retracement, confirmation candle, microscope be taken right here. Nice 10 points. Retracement, confirmation candle, entry would happen right there. Retracement, confirmation candle, no entry, retracement, confirmation candle, no entry, retracement, confirmation candle, micro scalp right here. So it's I'm glad that that you brought that up, Brock. Let's see. Patricia said, I think it's Tradeify if you have it on. I do have it on right now. Tradeify. So maybe it is just Tradeify that's having the issues. Is anybody else getting that connection loss error on NinjaTrader, guys? We're just trying to figure out like which accounts are having that connection error. Let me see if I can look at my control panel here. Like I wish I could see which one specifically, but it doesn't tell me here which one keeps disconnecting. Oh, the log. Here we go. So on mine, it looks like Perdia had a connection issue. I'm trying to see what else is having a connection issue here, but I don't see. Patricia, do you have Purdy on yours? I'm looking at the logs here on my control panel. Shows at 716 connection was lost with Perdia. But it's weird because it doesn't show at the previous disconnects. $906. I don't know. I'm getting like a bunch of errors here. I don't know. If I see a good entry, I'll take an entry, but I'm going to be a little cautious today because it seems like I keep getting connection issues with certain accounts. I don't see anything here with Tradeify, but it just might be me. Gotcha. Yeah. So Patricia said her issues with Tradeify. With mine, it's with Perdia. I think it's just, or it might be Tradeify. I don't know. Yeah, I'll see the next time we get a connection issue, and then I'll go straight to the log to see which account was it. Yeah, Barack said, hey, I'll relook at the criteria for microscopes. Wasn't able to use it because YouTube delay. Yeah, the way that the microscopes work, Brock, it's so like basically what I would do is every time we get like a buy signal, like a momentum signal like this, I would just write it up higher. So like I would put my pending order right here, get a couple of points, pending order here, get a couple of points, pending order here, get a couple of points. I was trying to figure out a way to like pinpoint like which one should be skipped and which one should be taken. From looking at our criteria here, kind of using a similar analysis as your strategy, it actually makes a lot of sense. Like we have a buy signal here, retracement, confirmation, entry would happen here with the pending order. and then it would push up like 3 points. And then again, right here, retracement, confirmation, 6 points. Retracement, confirmation, 3 points. And then, so, but the problem is like we would miss these entries right here. Retracement, confirmation, no fill, retracement, confirmation, no fill, and now price switches the other way. Price action today is not super good. It's a little flat. Yeah, I agree with you too, Brock. So Brock said he's all
Connection lost.
Okay, connection lost again. Let's see. Hmm. I don't get it. It's weird. 625. Because now it's disconnecting from like the personal accounts. Yeah, I'd be careful, guys. I think it's just the NinjaTrader platform. So right now it's one of the hedge clients. Their account got disconnected. So it's like individual accounts. It's not specifically, I don't think it's a specific platform or broker, but I keep getting connection loss from like individual accounts. Because I'm looking over here at 716 per day disconnected. And then earlier at like 716, I had a hedge client, their account got disconnected. So it's not a specific account on my end. It seems like it's just like, I don't want to say random, but the thing is they only lose connection for about for like less than a second. So I don't think it's like it's gonna be a huge deal. They only lose connection for like about a second. So I could probably still execute trades, but there is connection issues with NinjaTrader today. Because I'm looking at the timestamps here. It shows that it only loses connection for like maybe a split second, and then it gets right back on. It's just weird to see these connection issues. Yeah, so Christian said inside candle, but price is in a minefield of red flags. Yeah. So we do have a inside candle that's right here, but there's a bunch of red flags right here. So it's kind of hard to take those sells. Your sell still hasn't came up yet, Brock, right? Waiting for it to close below. So Brock's waiting for price to close below this black line right here. If it closes below the black line, he'll be looking to take that for his entry for a sell. Um, he's got a bunch of consolidation here right now, though. So it looks like, so I wouldn't say the sellers ever got in control over here. I mean, you could possibly say that the sellers got in control right here, but they didn't really push far enough, right? Um, so price just looks like it exhausted right here. So we had the buyers in control, price pushed up, consolidation, pushed up, consolidation. But I wouldn't necessarily say the sellers here took control, now it's coming down. It's a bit of a crappy Friday for market today. I mean, the price action here is just not good at all. Having connectivity issues on NinjaTrader. Looking at the time and sale, there's just not much going on here with the orders. I'm seeing a lot of these smaller orders come in, but I'm trying to look for these bigger ones. So I'm kind of tempted to switch. Let me see if I can open another time and sales window. Oh yeah, I can open two of one. Set a size filter here. Set up my time and sales to I'm kind of to see where these big orders are at. Bunch of like we got a bunch of deep buy orders here, so price is trying to push up, and then we're getting a lot of these smaller stones. So I'm trying to change my time and sales to like just bigger orders.
Connection lost.
Connection lost again. Yeah, this is gonna be tough for me to take any entries here.
Connection lost.
Connection lost again. So I guess we'll keep looking for entries here, but if I don't see anything, obviously not gonna force anything here. All right, so I got my filters up. I'm just looking at bigger orders that are coming in now. So I'm looking over here. There's a lot of big buy orders that just came in, like some heavy buy orders. So this might push price up a little bit. Got about like maybe 20 orders for buys that just came in. So see if they actually have control here. Let's see. Daniel's asking if you can see my settings for. Yeah, so here are my settings for my sessions. I changed them for daylight savings, but I might have to change them again. So because daylight savings is over. But this is where I have my settings. I gotta go and check the clock to see like where it's set at. I think also it's based on your time zone as well. Okay, I know you're like in Reno, right? So I don't know. I think you guys, well, our time should be the same. I don't know if you guys are off by 1 hour, but it should be the same. But these are my settings for the sessions. I changed these because of the daylight savings back in summer, but I haven't changed it back in November. So you might have the proper settings. Oh gosh, yeah. So Daniel said I never changed for daylight and my London was way off. Yeah, for London I have it set to 2 to 11. Yeah, no problem. I'll have to go back and take a look at it as well. All right, so we have like literally no volatility right here, guys. Price is going back and forth sideways. Got a couple liquidity targets right here, but there's just not much to work with. Price is pretty much staying pretty flat. Looks like your entry never came up, Brock. Never came up over here for a buy either. We'll see if your entry comes up over here for a sell, maybe. I would be wary taking your entry. The heck? I'm definitely not going to trade today. I just got this like really weird error on my Ninja Trader. It said, so one of my client accounts for the hedge says unable to reestablish connection, panic. It's like in parentheses, panic. It's weird. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna trade today, guys. I've never seen these issues come up on Ninja Trader before, but I mean, they seem pretty serious. I logged him back in. I don't know. It's kind of weird error. Yeah, that was a weird error. But yeah, for my Ninja Trader guys, it's not just Tradeify that's logged me out. It's having connection issues with pretty much all my accounts, even the personal live accounts, all my hedge accounts. There's a couple clients here who are just they keep getting disconnected. One of them gave me this like really weird error. So I'll look for entries here and I'll mark them up as I see them, but I think I'm just going to take my profits for this week. Yeah, what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna take off the hedge clients because I don't want to risk any of their accounts, of course. If anything, the prop accounts are okay, but the hedge clients, I definitely do not want to risk their accounts in a market like this. You know, the thing is, I was having connection issues last night too, guys. So last night I basically reconnected all the hedge clients to my scalp laptop because I was going to take these scalps on their accounts, but I couldn't even connect to mine for some reason. Weird. Right. So if anything, I'll still trade, but on my prop accounts. I'm not going to trade the hedge clients today because it's too much risk involved trading the hedge client accounts on a day like this. I'm just going to screenshot P&L for the day, the week. Barack, I think your entry came up. Did your entry come up? Or actually, it was loading up for an entry, but it hasn't came up yet. Thought this candle here might have pushed below it. Barack said, what if you log off everything, reset the connection on the Mac, and try again? Um, so I did that last night. Still had the same issue with the logins. Like I even tried to email their customer support, but they didn't get back to me. Um, Yeah, I don't know what the issue is with NinjaTrader. It seems like there's just something wrong with the platform today. Haven't taken any actual trades, so I can't say for sure, but I mean, we'll see. I'll execute on my personal account and then I'll execute on my prop accounts, but I'm gonna sit out on the hedge accounts for today. So we got some big orders coming in right here for a sell. Couple heavy orders coming in right here. See, last big order was at 740 just right now. Not a big order, but it was like 3 contracts. We got a lot of sellers that are starting to flood in now on the bigger side. This might be your entry right here, Brock. These sellers keep pushing down. Broxy criteria is still valid if a candle body closes under the momentum. Yeah, PC said whenever it does that, just have to restart NC. Happens to me sometimes. Yeah, no, I did. I reset it. I actually reset it like 3 times already. PC still having the same issue. Um, I actually reinstalled the platform yesterday. So I reinstalled the platform yesterday. I got an error on the reinstall, said that something was missing on the CE key. And then this morning I disconnected everything, reconnected everything. Still issue. I think it's just, I mean, it's not just me. So it's Patricia having the same issue too. So I think it's just the platform in general. It's not, I don't think it's an isolated incident. But I'm gonna play it safe. I mean, if I have issues with it, then of course, I'll just try to flat all the positions, and I'll try to. It's easier to flat all my positions with like just one account versus like 40 accounts because I'd have to log into every single account and then try to log them out or flatten out the position. So I will. I mean, I'm fine here. I don't feel as much pressure when it's not like when it's not just my account or when it's not just like the when it's not the hedge accounts, of course. But yeah, no thanks, PC. It's for some reason I don't know why it's having that issue. Try to fix it, but I tried everything that I can think of, and it's still having the same issue. Yeah, Lamar said, "Oh, we saw the same panic alert when I opened it at 9:30." Oh, weird. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of people are having issues. It's just an indicator across the board because I'm having the issue. Lamar has the issue. A couple others. So I mean, it's all good. It is what it is, guys. If I see a good entry, I'll take it. If I don't, then I don't. It's 7:42 right now, so we got about like 15 minutes till 8, guys. It's actually I'm surprised you've been on this live session for this long, actually. Brock's asking if I could put a bearish line under the bearish candle. Um, did you say under the bearish candle or right here, Brock? Because you're looking for price to push up, right? So I think, yeah. So you're looking for it to close above the momentum right here. Yeah, so we'll see. I think so. Your entry in this direction is actually better, Brock. I think if price does push up, this would be a more ideal entry to take. You guys can see from the price action here, price action is not good. I mean, this is just it's been consolidating right here for a while. So like we had the consolidation that was happening, obviously right here. It looks like price is just consolidating from zone to zone, it seems like. Yeah, there's not really anything that's happening here. If you guys can see, it's been doing this thing pretty much all day. We had the consolidation range up here. It pushed down a little bit, consolidation range, push up a little bit, consolidation range, but it hasn't really pushed in either direction. It's kind of just sits there. So it's just the same pattern kind of repeating itself right here. So looking at this here, we have the buyers in control. I can say the sellers possibly got in control right here. So sellers got in control, and then now it's just it's just going sideways. Let's see. Yeah, PC said, "Be careful, mate. Your life is on the line." I know. Yeah, it is. It is when I'm trading like all the hedge accounts. That's why I just disconnected all the hedge accounts today because I don't want to risk it. I'm okay with the prop accounts. If there's an issue with the prop accounts, you can probably complain to the props, but it's gonna be hard to complain to the broker when you have like 20 accounts that that fail to close. Sam said, "Can you not get your Tradeovate sorted also, Sean?" So I do have my Tradeovate, but the problem with the Tradeovate is that I have like 28 accounts. You can only have like so many accounts on the you can only have one account on the Tradeovate copier. So like if I was to trade on Tradeovate, it would only be like only my Apex, only my personal, or only my Tradeify, or only my per diem. On NinjaTrader here, I have all the accounts logged in on my copier. So I have like this is like even without the hedge account. So with just my accounts, my prop, my personal, I have about like almost 30 accounts. And then on top of that, we have the hedge account. That's another 20 accounts. That's like 50 accounts total. I don't know if they just got overloaded. Maybe I had too many accounts logged in at once. Um, I've never had this many accounts logged in on one laptop. I usually use two laptops. So I have one laptop for the hedge, and then I have one laptop for the props. But today I was just going to trade everything on one laptop. So I mean, I don't know. Then maybe that was the issue. I guess we'll see on Monday when I try it again. Sam said, bro, another V1, 6 V1 entries. Consolidation had 4 V1s. Yeah, there's a bunch of V1s that came up right here, right? The V1 patterns. So guys, I know we have a V1 variation strategy, but the V1 pattern, it works. You can still use a V1 pattern, like what Sam just mentioned here. I still use the V1 pattern because it's a price action pattern. It's the same with like an engulfing candle, right? Like if you get a V1 pattern and it's also engulfing, it's typically going to be a pretty nice entry. It's going to move at least a little bit because you get two confluences on it. So for example, right here, we had the V1 pattern right here. It wasn't engulfing, but it was a V1 pattern. This indicated the swing to the downside, right? Because we have the sell bar right here, indicating that the sellers were now in control. So price started coming down. And then looking at this down here, like Sam mentioned, there's a V1 variation pattern here, but it was also engulfing. V1 plus engulfing pushed up. You get that for like a few points, right? 10 points or so. Again, right here, I wouldn't count this one. This would be engulfing, but not a V1. Another V1 right here, not necessarily engulfing, but still push about 10 points. And there's a bunch of engulfing candles here. So engulfing, 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 etc. Those are like the main. There's only a few price action patterns that I like to look at. So I like to look at engulfing patterns. I like to look at V1 patterns. I like to look at break and close past structure. And I think that's about it. I don't like looking at the more complicated ones. So like some people like applying something that's like, it's called the three soldiers or the three crows. That strategy is cool too, but that pattern is cool, but it doesn't happen very often. So like when you see them, it's usually misidentified. Like, just trying to see if there's any patterns here of any three soldiers or any three crows. So this is like an example of a three soldiers. You have a green candle, wicks down a little bit, wicks down a little bit, and then it pushes up. It doesn't push it very strong, but it does push up right here. This is a price action pattern of it's called three soldiers. You need to have one green candle, you have one where it retraces back a little bit, like there's a bottom wick, another bottom wick. This indicates that it's a momentum pattern. It's kind of similar to like what my momentum signal is based off of. So there goes a little hint for you guys. Um, I use these specific criteria. I know how to read price action. It's just that when I teach you guys strategies, I have to show you the indicators because it's easier to see versus looking at it. Brock, so your entry's coming up right here, it looks like, for a buy. I don't know if you're looking to take it. I mean, it took forever for it to get up there. Okay, cool. So Brock's in this position right here now for a buy. I'm gonna see if there's any like late entry that I can get into from here. It's right at opening price. Let me check the time and sales. Let's see. Here, I'll put a buy limit. I see a lot of time and sales coming out after this. So I think what I'll do right here is I'll set a buy limit.
Order submitted.
If it comes up,
Order
I'll
submitted.
get into it. See some deep buy orders coming in right here. Just looking at the time and sales, since the volatility is so low.
Order
Let's see, so we got a price right
Order
there.
submitted.
So it's at 81. Pushing up right there. And I was about 14 seconds left on it. Time and sales are good. My trailing stop up. Okay. So guaranteed profits right there. Go for that 20 Brock. My stop loss is in profit right here, guys. So stop loss in profit. Try to aim for the full 20, of course. Let's go almost there. If this V1 here closes, I'm probably gonna close out of it. You get a V1 pattern right there. It's on its way up. 16 points. Okay, so I'm watching it. Yeah, if this candle closes red, I'm just gonna get out of it. It's a V1 pattern. Let's not close red, let's close green. Let's see. All right, close green. Let's hold on to it.
Order filled.
What the fuck? Yeah, that thing gave me like some pretty shitty slippage, but it's all good. It's all good. So I got out right there. I made a decent amount, $100. It's all good. I was gonna close up here. I should have just closed up there, but it's all good. I got out right here at how many points did I get? A decent amount of points. I took like very low risk on that trade. 5 points. I should have got out right here at the 12. So if this candle would have closed red and had a double body rejection right there, I would have gotten out. But yeah, there goes my exit. All right, not bad. Decent trade there. Thanks, Brock, for the heads up. I didn't make much profit on that trade, guys, to be honest. I'll show you guys my profits here. I locked in like $100. So I'll take it. Profit is profit on a day like this. Man, that would have been nice though, huh, Brock? If that thing would have hit, it was only off by like 1 point or like 2 points. We were so close to that 20 point mark. I was trying to get to that liquidity target right here. So that's why I was a little okay with taking it because I was like, we got a target up there, so we got some place to go. But it didn't go that far. So we'll see what's good. Anyways, here are my profits. Here, I'll take a screenshot of my account. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so I think I'm for the most part done with my trades for the day. I only took one trade. I wish I took that trade earlier with you here, Barack. I was planning on doing the same thing I did here. I was going to put my pending order and then just get in a little later. But it didn't play through. So this is why I like putting so the trade's still technically running, Brock. Your trade is still actively running right now. It hasn't hit stop loss yet. This when a market's going sideways like this, I tend to like moving my stop loss and profit because you just don't know what's going to happen, right? Like if the market's not directional and it's ranging, it's probably best to just get out when you can. So, let me I also got to take a picture of the breakout. I forgot to do that. Yeah, you guys just gotta play it smart. This is not the type of market to really screw around in, especially when the market's going sideways like this. Price action is not good. There's not really too much of a direction. Um, I mean, there's really no direction here if you look at it. Not really much direction at all. So we had a partial win over here for the momentum breakout. Partial TP for 50 points. For better market conditions. So there goes a breakout right there. Put that down. And then here are scalps taken on today's live session. 2 wins, 1 full TP. Rock strategy. 1 partial TP. Rock strategy. So there goes that. So good thing I moved my stop loss and profit because you can see over there, if I would have held on to it, could have ended horribly. This is just not the type of market to really be taking these types of trades, guys. If you look over here, it's really just within this consolidation area. This up a little bit. I just forgot to plug my laptop in. All right, so let me post my profits up here. Very little profit for the day, but I mean, profit's profit. I'll take what I can in a market like this today. Yeah, I'm looking at the time and sales. There's just nothing here really to work off of. The volatility's, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty flat. The ATR is actually really low right now. It's currently at 14. As you guys know, if the ATR drops below 15, this is a pretty slow market. You want it to stay above 15, but you want it like below 35. So like between 15 and 35 is a good sweet spot. Right now it's the market volatility is pretty slow. We had like one big candle right here, but everything else is pretty much flat for the most part. I mean, the sellers are still in control, of course. I mean, it looks like here are my profits for the day. So I didn't take the breakout for today, but a lot of you guys here did. You guys got out at 50 points. So that was a partial TP, not the full 100, but the 50 hit. And then these are the 2 entries right here that I took, or I took 1 entry actually. I just took this one. And then Brock's other one right here. So 2 entries for Brock's strategy. We had the one right here, buy signal, retracement, confirmation, entry. And then same with this one over here, buy signal, retracement, confirmation, entry. I got in a little late, moved my trailing stop up a little bit. Got really close to TP. Like, yeah, it was at 18 points. It was 2 points away from hitting the TP, and then it came back down. So thankfully, I moved my stop loss in profit to get out of that in a efficient manner. So here are my profits. Didn't lock in too much. Locked in 110 on my personal. These are my Apex accounts. Locked in like 105 per account. Locked in 75 on these lower ones right here. My per deal locked in $30, and then my Tradeify down here locked in 15. I just took low risk on these trades because I was having issues with my Ninja, so can't really do anything too crazy here. I mean, profit's profit. For the week though, I'm up pretty big. Oh, I would say pretty decent. I'm up maybe like, it looks like around 30,000 for the week. Yesterday was pretty decent. It was like 26,000, and then locked in a couple more thousand right here for the day. So, all right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Let me just add this up real quick. Let's see what I did for the day. Didn't do a crazy amount, but decent. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 105 times 17 plus my personal account 110 plus 75, 75, 75 plus 30 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus. All right, so I locked in 2,255 for today. That's what I locked in just for the day. And then for the week, I locked in. No, I'm not gonna add it up. I locked in like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. About 29,000 for the week. So 2,255 for the day, and then about 29,000 for the week, which wasn't too bad. I only took a few trades this week. I think I took like maybe 3 trades this week or 4 trades. Yeah, I only took like 3 or 4 trades this week, so not bad for a decent week. So if you guys have any input, if you guys like the way because I've been changing the analysis, like, well, not the analysis, but I've been kind of changing the way that I analyze the market. I think a lot of you guys are now liking this a lot more because I'm kind of focused on direction versus like kind of just going through the motions of like each candlestick. Right here, you can see I marked up like when I think price, when the buyers are in control, sellers in control, buyers in control, sellers in control, etc. If you guys like this or if you guys don't like this, all input I take into consideration. Like if you like the basic way I was doing before, I can go back to doing that. But if you guys like this, which I think majority of you guys do, I'll take, whatever input, any type of criticism you guys want, to make things more efficient. I'm trying to make these live sessions and trading sessions like as efficient as possible because the market's changing. So like in order for us to adapt with the market, I think this helps more because you can kind of see like where price is going, right? So I do this as well to identify a market structure bias. So like I said earlier, if price stays within this pink box over here, this shows that market is inefficient. So like you can see the inefficiencies here. Price comes down a little bit, but when it comes back up, it gets inefficient. Then when it pulls back down, it looks good. And it pulls back up, it's inefficient. So I think I'm going to keep doing this because it's good to have a full rounded view of like how the market's moving. Also looking over here at the overall trend. The overall trend is still very bullish on the higher time frames, right? The lower time frames here are somewhat bearish. 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute's mixed. But the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour is still bullish here. So we have a trend analysis over here overall, 6 time frames. Breakout, of course. Then we have the market structure bias to show that if market's efficient with regard to market structure from yesterday. And then we have the main chart over here where I'm marking the direction of price currently. And then we have the clean chart over here. So it's kind of doing what I mentioned earlier. I said if price stays above this area, it's probably going to push up higher. And it kind of just changed into another range, but it is pushing up higher from where it's currently at. Lastly, looking over here at the SR chart, I drew this SR chart right at market open. You can see that it's respecting the SR chart perfectly. Kind of faked out down here, but it's respecting this SR chart pretty nicely. So, yeah, Jonathan said I like this way better. Thank you, Sean, for improving your methods. Yeah, no, definitely, Jonathan. It's I try to be as efficient as possible with the markets, guys. There's no one way to trade. That's why I use different analysis. Like I could just use this main chart analysis, which works out for me. But I think having a full rounded aspect of the market kind of helps a lot. Like having the clean chart here, looking at whole numbers, looking at the SR chart to see where the structure is sitting, and then also, the overall trend. But yeah, I mean, looking at this here, let's see, Brock said, glad I had by luck on an early entry. Can we try that last one, Sean, the loading cell? So did you get into this one right here, Brock? Let's see, I just saw you talk about that. The loading cell did come up right here. So looking at this here, I mean, it looks like it technically did come up, but it would be at a red flag. See how the news price is right here? Like I'm still following all these red flags. Like we have the news price, we have the sessions up here. I think this setup right here would have been good. It wouldn't have been good because of the specific red flag right there. This was a high impact news event. So for me, I would have just held off on it specifically. You might have another entry here for a buy, Brock. This liquidity target still hasn't gone hit yet. Yeah, it was a little too close. So I don't think I would have even like looked at that one specifically. There might be another entry right here though, Brock. I don't know if you want to take it. I'll follow it with you, but I'm not going to take it myself. What I noticed is your strategy doesn't really work well during ranging conditions, Brock. See how the market here is like in this big range? I think it becomes more tricky unless you have some sort of other confluence. Like for example, here, I wouldn't take this as a standalone for your entry, but I would look for an engulfing. So like, for example, I took this one here because we had the engulfing candle, right? That's why I was like, okay, this looks like a good entry because I have different criteria confirming that price is pushing up. What I try to do when I look for your entry here, Brock, is I look back to see if there's any other confluences here that I would like to see. Like there's a buy signal here. There's a green candle. This is a breakout V3 pattern. I don't see a reversal pattern down here. And I also don't see a engulfing pattern or reversal pattern here either. So you just have, yeah, we have to keep experiencing these entries and just analyze to see what changes need to be made. But I do agree that like in a ranging market like this, it doesn't really work very well because the problem is there's no direction, right? You want to have direction so your TP can get hit. So here goes the entry right there, Brock, for your buy. This is actually a good entry. I wish I would have taken this now because now that I'm looking at this over here, this was an engulfing candle. It was engulfing this red one. So you do have some pretty good confluences right here. I'm looking over here at the time and sale. It looks like there are a lot of buyers here. So there's a big seller that came in, but this might get knocked back up. Yeah, a lot of buy orders starting to fill right here. The only problem is that it's at another red flag, Brock. It's at the opening price. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm not gonna take it. It's already past 8 o'clock, so it's outside of my trading window. Yeah, exactly. Brock said, I think we'll learn more over time on how to avoid slow areas and red flags. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So you got your liquidity target up there, Brock. Let's try to get to your point here. If it doesn't get to the full TP, at least, let's hope that it at least pushes up to the liquidity target. I think if it reaches the liquidity target, it'll probably knock out the liquidity and go straight through. There we go. We got a lot of buy orders coming in right now, Brock. So this looks like it could be a pretty solid one. It's in profit about 10 points now. Some sell orders coming in right here trying to knock it down, but I think the buyers are still in control. So looking at this here, we have the sellers in control. Buyers became in control right here. There you go, Brock. Hit your liquidity. Yeah, I would probably move your stop like right here. If anybody is holding on to it, I'd probably move your stop to like either this body or this wick. I'd move it up to the wick. I put it as close as possible. I mean, if you move your stop loss there, you either guarantee this or you can go for the full move. There is a pretty good amount of sell orders that just flooded. Okay, so yeah, if you moved your stop loss and profit, probably would have gotten out right there. But if you're holding on to it, I think it could push through. It's just it's not having, it's kind of slow right now. So depending on where you put your stop loss in profit, either at the wick or at the body, there you go. Full TP, Brock. Nice work. Great work right there on your trade. I wish I would have taken that with you, but it's all good. I'm not gonna risk. You already had an eventful day. So nice work right there, Brock. Another win. Yeah, Felicia said, thanks for helping improve my entries. Yeah, no, definitely. I think now that we're analyzing this stuff, Felicia, it's gonna help with like your analysis like so much more. Because we're looking at like what you're looking at. We're also I have all these confluences that I'm looking at. So this entry right here was actually a pretty good entry. The reason why I considered it a good one was because like I said, I looked for these patterns. I saw the engulfing candle here. It was like a last minute engulfing. It didn't look like it was going to be engulfing though. Like initially when we looked at it, the candle was down here and then it ended up closing way up here. So if it closed down here, it wouldn't be the confluence that I was looking for. Like I said, I try to look at confluences. I look back to see if there's any reversal patterns down here to indicate, okay, price needs to, or price is shifting to the upside. And then same with like the other candles over here. The only confluence I saw that was really good was this buy signal here and the green candle. This indicated that there was a breakout B3 continuation that was running. Obviously, it ran up and hit TP, but that was like one of the main confluences that I saw right here. So yeah, great work. Barack, great work, Felicia, great work, everyone. So I think that's gonna be it, guys. It's past 8 o'clock, so I'm done trading for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm waiting for Monday. I can't wait for Monday to come back so we can run this back. I do like the way that we are on the analyzing the markets now, and I do like that we're actively, injecting ourselves into these markets and looking for price action entries whenever we can. Otherwise, I don't really see any other entries here. I didn't see any V1 variations that were valid regarding the specific strategy. And it's just a type market that we're in. We're in consolidation. So it is what it is. We got what we made for today, and here are my profits for today. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them over here to the team profits. Otherwise, I think we are completely done for this week. So closing out this week pretty good with about 29,000 in profit. So I'm happy with that. And we're closing out another green week. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out.